Hey guys, it's Sarah and today is Booklist Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library, and every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic that we feel like talking about for the week. And this week, since it is Black History Month, we wanted to make sure we highlighted some books by Black authors. And so we decided that we are going to talk about some books that are coming out soon, upcoming books that are written by Black authors for you to definitely make sure you check out. The first one I want to talk about is a book that just came out on the 9th, and it is The Gilded Ones, and this is by Namina Forna. Now, this one not only has a stunning cover, but it's on my most anticipated book releases. I'm super excited about it. It will be in my February book haul because I'm getting it, but this one follows a 16-year-old girl, and she lives in this village where when you become 16, your blood is drawn, and your blood type depends on what your fate is. So if you are red-blooded, that means you are accepted and you stay in the village and you prosper and all that stuff. If your blood comes out gold, that is a sign of impurity and you're basically shunned and you are treated like a second-class citizen almost. So our main character goes and gets her blood drawn, and her blood is gold. And so she's devastated by this, and she is actually approached by a woman who says, you can either stay here and live out your fate in really bad conditions, or you can come with me, become part of my all-girl army, and discover your abilities and learn to hone them and use them for good. And so she decides to take her up on this. And she is learning things about the kingdom. She's learning things about the rulers and all that stuff. And she is now part of this army who is supposed to help the people. So I'm very excited about this book. It sounds amazing. Again, the cover is stunning and I can't wait to read it. The next one is The Cost of Knowing by Brittany Morris. This comes out on April 6th, and this is the same author of Slay. So if you've read that book or heard about that book, this is another book by her. I have Slay and I haven't read it yet, but I'm really, really interested in it. So this follows two brothers. One of them is just trying to be the best that he can be. He works at an ice cream shop. He has a girlfriend. He's just trying to be the best person he can be. However, he has this ability that when he touches an object, he can see its future. He can see what's going to happen to it. He can see the things that are going to happen in the future anytime he touches anything. So some examples, when he touches an ice cream scoop, he can see himself using it to scoop the ice cream, like all the details. When he touches his girlfriend, he can see them almost breaking up, like getting to a point where they're about to break up. And then he touches his brother and he sees his death. And that is really, really messing with him. He doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know if he should try to stop these things from happening. He doesn't understand the purpose behind everything. And I think that sounds really fascinating. The next one I have is Honey Girl. This is by Morgan Rogers, and this one comes out February 23rd. This one is also a selection for the book of the month for February. This one follows a woman named Grace, and she is very successful. She has kind of her life laid out for her. She has a very stern father who has very high expectations of her. She ends up going to Las Vegas for a girls' weekend just to celebrate and just kind of relax and get away from everything. She gets very, very drunk, and she marries another woman. Gets married. And so she decides to use this as an opportunity to really get away from everything. She takes a summer and goes from Portland, where she's from, to New York, where her new wife lives, and spends the summer there with her and getting to know her. And she really does fall in love with this woman. And she's kind of using it as an escape, but you can only run from your issues for so long, right? So everything kind of starts catching up to her after that. So she's trying to make a decision on what she's going to do with her life from here on out. So next one I want to talk about is called Descendants of the First, another stunning cover. This one is by Rennie K. Amayo, and it comes out October 5th. So like later this year. Okay, so this one is a fantasy and it sounds really interesting. So the king of this kingdom has died. And with that, there are a lot of cracks forming throughout the kingdom. So lots of unknowns, lots of who's taking over, lots of chaos, basically. And then there are two twin goddesses who are reuniting despite their differences, it says. So I'm sure there's some hostility there. And they are trying to come together to take control of this kingdom, to keep the people safe, to do all these things. But they are also left with having to fight off a lot of mythical beasts and lots of people coming for them, trying to take over the throne and all this stuff. So that sounds really interesting to me. And again, this cover is just so stunning, and I'm definitely interested in getting into some more fantasy, and this one is one that would definitely be on my radar. Okay, so the last one I want to talk about is, can we talk about Amanda Gorman? Oh my goodness. She read the poem, The Hill We Climb, at the inauguration, and it was stunning. It was beautiful. The way she read it was beautiful. It was almost like a song. It was just, oh my gosh, I was like speechless. It was absolutely stunning. Very interesting thing about Amanda Gorman is that she has had a speech impediment her entire life and has had a really hard time, even as young as she's in her 20s, but up until her 20s, she had a really hard time with her speech, and a big one was ours, I think. And so she has been working on this for a long time, and then to hear her speak like that was just, whoa, you would never think, right? Amazing. So she has a book of poetry coming out in September 21st is when it comes out. It's going to include The Hill We Climb, and then there will be other poems in there as well written by her. Now, if you want to get just The Hill We Climb in a hardback format, you can get that on March 30th, but it will only be that poem. So I'll include links to both of these down below. Like if you want just the poem, you can have that. It's also a foreword by Oprah Winfrey is in that one. But then Amanda does have her own poetry collection coming out, which will include that poem, but then have other things in there that comes out in September. So whichever one you would prefer, I'll have them both linked down below. But she does have that coming out, and, she's obviously getting a lot of attention because of the inauguration and all that. But yeah, I'm not even big on poetry, but that was an amazing poem that she wrote and read. Like, it was stunning. Okay, guys, so those are 5 upcoming books written by Black authors that definitely have my interest piqued for sure. And I hope that they piqued your interest as well. If you're interested in pre-ordering any of these, I think there's only one when this video goes up, it will be out, which is the Gilded ones. Everything else is coming up. But I will leave links down below to their Amazon links if you guys are interested in any of these. Make sure you check them out, and make sure you go check out Lindsay today and see which ones she is talking about as well. I'm really excited to see which ones she's going to highlight. And we will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.